What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to From the Top Rope with Andrew Crawford. I'm your boy Andrew Crawford, not the GOAT, but I look like a GOAT. Close enough, am I right? I think I'm right. And today on the channel, I will be ranking each and every single one of the Undertaker's Wrestlemania matches from worst to best. So get ready for a lot of his early manias. To be lower on this list, and a couple of his later manias for obvious reasons. But I digress from that. This is going to be a long video, so strap in. But before I can make this video, I have to, in good conscience, remind you to like, share, and subscribe. Tell you that you matter. No matter what anyone else tells you, you matter. And I've got to take a sip of this because I've got to stay hydrated because health is wealth in 2026. Alright, drink of Gatorade taken. Let's talk about The Undertaker's WrestleMania resume. In 27th place, the Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 9. This was the match that would take him to 3-0 in his streak. This match is also one of the most abysmal things I have ever forced myself to sit down and watch. And it is painful. Genuinely and utterly painful. Because you are watching a man who would become arguably the greatest professional wrestler of all time be subjected to being in the ring with the Giant Gonzalez, who just was not that great of a professional wrestler. And I have no room to talk because I'm not a pro wrestler. I've taken one bump in my life, and it hurt very badly, and I probably couldn't do what Giant Gonzalez has done, but this might have been the worst match of The Undertaker's whole career, not just his WrestleMania resume. Number 26, King Kong Bundy. This was the Mania match that would take him to 4-0 at WrestleMania, so the year after. This was just slow, and Undertaker does not do great at super slow-paced matches. I didn't enjoy it. It was something that sitting through kind of pained me. Again, like a lot of these early matches are painful to get through. But the later we get into the list, obviously, it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, Undertaker and King Kong Bundy just don't do it for me, bro. And he hit 4-0, like started to build his streak a little bit more. And the streak is something that we'll talk about in the later matches and in any match pertaining to the streak. But yeah, I've never been a big proponent for Undertaker versus bigger guys outside of one person, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Number 25, Brock Lesnar step right up. Dude. It would be one thing if Lesnar had ended the streak on a banger of a match, but this match was bad. And I know The Undertaker got hurt, got the concussion, whatever. This was the end of The Undertaker's streak. This was 21-1. This was supposed to be iconic, and it still is for more wrong reasons than right. And that sucks, because I hate the idea that Brock Lesnar is the one that ended the streak, but I love the idea of the streak ending, because you could use it to build a new star. Or in WWE's case, and what they actually did, use it to build Brock Lesnar, who was already a well-established megastar. Oh. But yeah, I'm not thrilled with even having to talk about this match. But the iconic streak of The Undertaker died this day, and I think a little piece of me died having to even rewatch this fiasco. Number 24, Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33. This would make him 23-2. I have like my notes app opened and it's got like what the record would advance to. So, yeah, this match was bad, just really bad. Like Undertaker needed a new hip wrestling this match, and honestly, the more the more times I watch the Boneyard match, we'll talk about that later, the more thankful I am to the good Lord in heaven above that this was not Undertaker's last match. Because, dude, it was atrocious. It was just really, really bad. Like, and that's sad because this Mania was so okay. Like, it was good on the precipice of being great with the Hardys' return. Rollins and Triple H killed it. AJ and Shane O'Mac killed it. Randy won the WWE title in a very weird match with the bugs getting projected on the canvas, but then this match happened and it took it from potential goated Mania to an okay Mania at best because this match is so horrid. And that feels weird because Tribal Chief, like my Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, you were amazing, but Big Dog Roman needed to be put down. Let's just put it like that. 23. WrestleMania 34 versus John Cena. A dream match of epic proportions once Cena hit Super Cena mode. Cena builds this iconic idea for weeks on his own. And we are delivered a 5-minute squash match where Undertaker dominates, Cena hits some of his 5 moves of doom, Cena goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle, Taker does the sit-up, he beats Cena very convincingly, and it was just abysmal. This match happened 10 years too late in my opinion anyways. But no, this match is just not good. Not fun. I don't enjoy it at all. 22, WrestleMania 19, The Big Show and A-Train, this being the match that took him to 11-0. The Cena match is 24-2, by the way. Yeah, Big Show and A-Train, that happened. It's not some weird fever dream that you woke up and you're like, did that happen? No, it happened. It was bad. I would rather watch paint dry than watch this match because it was boring. The best thing about this match was Limp Bizkit doing Rollin' Live at that Mania because they did it. But nothing else bright from this Mania match at all for them. 21, Kevin Nash, aka at this point Diesel, WrestleMania. This was the one he went 5-0 at. That's all I can say about it. Might have been 12. Yeah, it was 12. Yeah, again, Undertaker for some odd reason outside of Kane and outside of like Mark Henry and guys that he's in close with, if you put him in the ring with another big guy, the match was going to be lackluster at best. This is a perfect example. Like I said, this was 5-0, but not much else. Yeah. Number 20, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. The start of the streak. Honestly, it's up here for that alone. It's out. It is the It's higher up than every other match on this list for being the start of the streak. Undertaker was low-key squashing people up until he got to Kevin Nash at WrestleMania 12. And so, yeah, this match was just, I didn't love it. It wasn't iconic to me, other than being the start of the streak. But I will give credit where credit is due. Number 19, Jake the Snake Roberts. 2-0, WrestleMania 8. Same thing with Jimmy Snuka. Very squashy, very Undertaker dominates. I think Jake actually might have got a good move in on the outside. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've watched both, like the first few matches in the streak approximately once. Outside of Giant Gonzalez, I wanted to see if it was worse than him and King Kong Bundy or him and Roman. Update, it was very bad. But the 2-0. Not much to be said about this match. Number 18, the Big Boss Man, WrestleMania 15. This is where he went 8-0, and it is where he hung the Big Boss Man. You heard that right. Like noose and everything. They raised the cell and they raised the Big Boss Man with it, and he was literally being hung. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen, but it was memorable. We are getting into the okay, it wasn't great, but it was memorable. Something big happened. We're getting into that part of the list. Um, so yeah. Number 17, Shane McMahon, Hell in a Cell, WrestleMania 32, 23-1. Again, this match was half an hour. It didn't need to be. It could have been like 20 minutes, still squeezed in the Shane McMahon killing himself spot of jumping off the cell through the announce table. Um, yeah, this match did not need to be the length it was, but again, memorable moment. Undertaker roll winning. Um, Shane diving through the announce table, plummeting to his death because he does that for fun for whatever reason. Yeah, that happened. Number 16, Bray Wyatt. Husky Harris, whatever you want to call him. Please do not call him Husky Harris. It's Bray Wyatt. Um, this is higher than the Hell in a Cell match for me because this is a dream match for me. The two of the darkest, creepiest wrestlers of all time having a match together. Boom! Iconic. Instantly. Made sense. Loved it. It was fun. I had fun. I want to watch this match every day of my life because it still wasn't even that bad. And Bray was working on a hurt ankle, and I think Taker was working hurt too. And for them to be working hurt and still put on an okay match, yeah. The worst thing about it was Undertaker did his entrance in the daylight, and it was really weird. Number 15, Psycho Sid. This is where he went 6-0, WrestleMania 13, and it was one of his I think it was his second WWE Championship. Like I said, we're getting into the something memorable happened at least. And again, Undertaker winning the WWE title, like he never needed a title to be a draw, to be relevant, whatever you want to call it. But he's still the Undertaker, so seeing him get gold is always nice, especially for me. So yeah, Undertaker versus Sid gets a nod here. We're entering into the good but not great category with these next couple. Number 14, Kane at WrestleMania 20. This is where Undertaker would go 12-0. I have fun watching this match for the sheer fact Undertaker and Kane. It's a beautifully written storyline by the creative members of the WWE team. I think they may not have 5-star clinics in the ring together, but they do always put on a good show and they do always pull out. Undertaker always gets the best out of Kane at the worst, but sometimes Undertaker will go above and beyond and look like $1,000,000 in the ring with Kane as well. So, um, yeah, WrestleMania 20's match was their second best Mania match because number 13, WrestleMania 14 versus Kane. This is where he would go 7-0. 7-0 at WrestleMania. Um, this was their best Mania match. It had a very good build. It happened on a semi-memorable Mania because you had the kickoff of the Attitude Era with Rock and with Austin and Michaels. Um, okay, that might be the only other memorable moment. But either way, this match is still something fun. It's something enjoyable, and it's something that I always enjoy watching. So there are not many big men that Undertaker can share the ring with, and it be great. But this is one of them. Number 12, Ric Flair, WrestleMania 18. This would put Undertaker up to 10-0 in a no disqualification match. I'm always gonna enjoy this match because no one blades like Ric Flair. It's a no DQ match. It's the Undertaker. It's WrestleMania. It's two goats. It's hard for me to not want to watch this match. Anytime WrestleMania is 18 on, I might skip through Booker T and Edge fighting over shampoo. Yes, that's a real thing. I'll fast forward Rock and Hogan because that match ain't even that good. Um, but I will always watch Undertaker and Ric Flair have their match at WrestleMania 18. Like I said, this was double digits. This was when they started to recognize the streak a little bit more. Um, so it's always fun to watch it. Number 11, Mark Henry at WrestleMania 22 casket match. Um, this Mania I already feel is underrated because you had Ray's first world title in a short but really fun triple threat match. Cena and Triple H was boring, but it was still a good match because good matches are able to be boring. It happens. The Money in the Bank was excellent. JBL and Chris Benoit for the U.S. title was great. Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon was fun because, you know, Vince is being stupid and Shawn is wailing on him, and it's really fun. And then you have Edge and Foley, obviously. But this match doesn't get enough love because Undertaker hit three of his signatures that all require ample strength from the man to hit, and Mark Henry is a massive human being. So this match gets a little love for me because Undertaker showcases I'm him. So yeah. Number 10 in what would end up being Undertaker's very last match during the pandemic, AJ Styles Boneyard match. 25-2 would be the record. Um, I love this match because you gave The Undertaker an opportunity to go out with a bang. Bang, bro. Like, it was one of his best matches post streak. It was one of his. It may have been a cinematic match and it may have been a cop out, but you gave The Undertaker the opportunity to go out the way The Undertaker deserves to go out, which is with a banger of a match. I'm never going to hate on this, and it will always stay in this top 10 WrestleMania matches for me. Number 9, Triple H, WrestleMania 17, 9-0. And this is their third best match at WrestleMania. Because they've had three. Yeah, I love this match. You know, the ref stays down for I don't know how long, and they brawl all throughout the arena. They come back in. Undertaker does his thing. He wins. Doesn't shock me at all. Like I said, Undertaker and Triple H, they just have egregiously good chemistry. It is always fun to watch them get in the ring together, have their matches, do what they do. and they always do what they do to the very best of their abilities, and I love it. Undertaker and Triple H are phenomenal together. I'll never not love watching them be in the ring together, and this match is just one depiction of why. Number 8, Randy Orton versus The Undertaker. Um, this match is not where I think it should have happened, but Randy is one of the names I think could have ended the streak at some point. But I digress from that. This Mania I already feel like is a huge moment for the whole Mount Rushmore of the Ruthless Aggression era. Batista, Edge, and Cena, all three winning marquee main level high end matches. And then Orton and The Undertaker put on a classic in what was the best feud of '05. You have the choke slam counter into the RKO, the first real, oh, that came out of nowhere, RKO. Um, Cowboy Bob Orton getting involved. Undertaker obviously winning with a tombstone. A very awesome reversal. Randy's got Taker set up for a tombstone himself. Taker says nope. Tombstone. 1, 2, 3. Taker wins and would go on to continue to have. This started an elite stretch of matches for The Undertaker. Mark Henry's an exception, but it was still a good match. But now let's get into the part of the list I call very good, amazing, elite, borderline perfect. Let's get into that. Number 7, Batista, WrestleMania 23. Wow. Um, Looking back, I see why a lot of people were expecting kind of, it's going to be fine. But Undertaker and Batista went out there and they had, at worst, the third best match on the show, behind Money in the Bank and Cena Michaels. At best, you could argue it was the best match on the show. Very good match, very good pacing, very great work for Batista, which is not something I will often say about Batista. Um, Genuinely, it was a fantastic outing for both men. I always enjoy watching it. Um, and Undertaker won another one of his 7 world titles at this Mania, so a little bit of love for it. Number 6, Edge at WrestleMania 24. My GOAT, my number 2 GOAT. In the ring together in the main event of WrestleMania in an incredible main event match. It's only worse than one match on the show, and that was Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. It is an immaculate match, an immaculate story, um, an immaculate ending. Edge spears Taker. Taker kicks out. Edge spears him again. Sits up. Taker no sells. Locks in the Hell's Gate, Devil's Triangle, whatever that submission was called. Um, Makes Edge tap. Wins the world title. Amazing. Undertaker overcame Ryder and Hawkins interfering. He overcame Edge cheating at every corner. This was just a very good Mania, very good moment, very good win. I love this match. I love watching it. I love talking about it. I'll never not talk about it. If someone wants to talk about WrestleMania 24, you bet your bottom dollar we are talking about that match with Edge. Number 5, CM Punk at WrestleMania 29. This would take The Undertaker to 21 and 0. Um, so the last match on The Undertaker's actual streak, unless you want to count the night it ended, um, and honestly, holy false finish. This match was full of them. This match was so intense, so beautiful. We thought Punk was gonna win several times. Punk cheating, using the urn. Um, Taker finally winning and avenging Paul Bearer for all the junk that Taker had talked about him, or that Punk had been talking about Paul Bearer. Um, And the avenge moment is always awesome. It adds another layer to the story, to the match, and I can't hate it. I can never hate this. This was heel Punk at his heelest. He was working overtime to be a jerk, and I loved it. Number 4, Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 26. I love this match. Anything Shawn and Taker did was always fantastic. This would take Undertaker to 18-0, and this was the last match for 8 years of Shawn Michaels' career because he came back at Saudi Arabia and did a match, and it was atrocious. But we pretend that didn't happen, so this was his last match, and it was a beautiful last match to go out on. Taker and Michaels have chemistry that scientists can't explain. They are so good in the ring together. You know, you take them away from each other, they're fantastic, but you put them in the ring together, and you're going to get next to perfection. And I don't know what it is about Undertaker and the two main members of DX, Triple H and Shawn Michaels, that give this vibe, that have this, chemistry, but they do, and they always kill it. So that's why DX is going to be heavily featured for the last few entries. Number 3, WrestleMania 27, Undertaker and Triple H. This is where Undertaker would advance to 19-0. This was a no holds barred match. Both these men got fined out the wazoo for a chair shot to the head, which had been promptly banned for years at this point. They killed it. They had an incredible match. The sight of Undertaker being carted out, even though he won, was awesome. And that last stretch where Undertaker has in Hell's Gate and Triple H is reaching for the sledgehammer because he's going to bring it up and boom! And he can't get to it, so he has to tap, was beautiful. There are callbacks to it in their next match, which we're about to talk about. I love this match so much. It happened on a horrid mania. It happened on my 11th birthday, and I love this match. Undertaker versus Triple H, WrestleMania 28, Hell in a Cell, 20-0. This match is, my apologies to Mick Foley, the best Hell in a Cell match of all time. For 45 minutes, these two went out there and did what only Undertaker and Triple H could do. And that is tell a story that stretches back to the mid 90s and culminates in 2012. Undertaker and Triple H went out there and they told Punk and Jericho, they told Rock and Cena, and they told any other good match on this Mania, bite me, we're going to steal the show. We're going to be what people remember. And this is what I remember about this Mania. The false finish of the sweet chin music into the pedigree. 1, 2, Taker barely gets his shoulder up. Triple H wearing out the chair on Undertaker. The Triple H picking Undertaker up out of Hell's Gate and power bombing him essentially onto the steps. There's so much. Undertaker's final tombstone, the iconic picture of the three men standing at the top of the Mania stage with the 20-0 in the background. This match, if it's not perfect, it's as close as you can get. Until we talk about number 1, Undertaker Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25, 17-0. Holy good wrestling. Holy crap, I love this match. The finish alone makes me love this match, where Shawn goes for the moonsault. Undertaker catches him, tombstones him, ends it. But the kick out of the tombstone, the fact that Undertaker almost died, thanks a lot, Jimmy Snuka's son, It was Jimmy Snuka's kid that was supposed to catch him. He didn't. Undertaker almost snapped his neck and died. Um, no, they put on an amazing match. They put on what I would argue, I think you could argue, the greatest professional wrestling match ever. I said it. Ever. There's not a better match than this out there. I don't think you'll find one. Omega Okada, I don't know. Um, Edge is my goat. He don't have a better match than this on his resume. Randy, Cena, AJ, I don't care. There's not a better match out there than this. And if you think you found one, send it to me. I'll watch it. But I'm willing to bet you my house I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And that's the video. That was 27 matches of The Undertaker's WrestleMania repertoire from worst to best. What'd you think? How'd I do? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Let me know in the comments. Sorry I didn't spend a lot of time talking about each individual match, but there were 27 of them things to get through. I was trying to get done. But with all that said, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. Stay hydrated, stay healthy, remember that you matter, and unlike John Cena, I can see you and I will see you very soon.